Life Skills Lesson 6, Unhealthy Relationships. What would you want in a healthy relationship? How would that be the same or different with friends, classmates, people you date, or coworkers? So all of these are relationships. You don't have to just be thinking about romantic ones where you're dating somebody. We want all of our connections with people to be good and strong and respectful on both sides or on many sides, depending on who's involved. What are good boundaries or expectations for relationships with bosses or teachers? What about family? What about friends? So all of these things might vary quite a bit, might be very different. Or maybe you have the same things that you want, just with little changes here and there, depending on the people that you're thinking of. Think of some of the best relationships in your life. What qualities do those relationships have? If you did our other relationship lesson, you've probably done a little bit of this thinking, but consider this. What really, really works? And what makes you happy? And what do you want to work on? What could get better? What do you wish or imagine the perfect relationship could have? If you click on this link, it'll take you to a short video where a bunch of teens are asked what they think makes a healthy relationship. This one is more about a romance, dating type relationship, but you can get to see some ideas about how people are thinking through this question. We can reflect a little bit now to further think about what we might need in our connections with people. So think of a time when you were really hurt, maybe angry or upset, and then someone responded to you in just the right way. What did they do that was helpful? So put yourself in a memory, a thought of when you had just like a horrible, no good, very bad day and everything felt wrong and maybe you felt stupid and ugly and awful and you're crying and hurting, and then somebody was there for you and they helped you feel better. Not necessarily fix the problem, right? But what did they do to make you feel like you mattered, like that your problem was real and made sense, that they had empathy for you? What did they do that showed you they cared about you? Now think of a time when someone's response made you feel worse. Why do you think it made you feel that way? So again, you had a horrible, terrible, no good, very bad day. You feel awful, you feel sad, you feel stupid, ugly, wrong. And then you go and you tell somebody, hoping that it'll help you out. And then their response was not helpful at all. And in fact, it made you feel even worse. Maybe it made you feel even dumber. Maybe it made you feel blamed. Maybe it sounded like they didn't get it at all, or they weren't helping in any way, or what was it? Sometimes I think people respond, like maybe think of parents who see their kid trying to cross the street in an unsafe way, right? Like they don't look both ways. They're just kind of distracted and they throw themselves out into the street, and the parent yells at them and is like, what is wrong with you? What are you doing? Right? The kid maybe is already scared from almost being hit by a car, and they feel bad and terrible and stupid. And the parent yelling at them makes them feel worse. It makes them scared again to be yelled at. Is the parent yelling because they want to make the kid feel worse? No. They're yelling because they care, but it doesn't help, right? So what would, in that situation, be an answer or a response that the parent could have that would feel better for the kid. So this is the kind of, it's like a metaphor or a way to understand this type of example. Sometimes the things that people tell us when we're not feeling good is just get over it, that it's not okay for us to have the reaction that we're having, that it's not that big of a deal. But it's okay to not feel okay. It's part of life. And pretending that something doesn't feel like it doesn't really make the thing go away either. It just kind of shuts your mouth about it if you listen to the people or the self that is trying to tell you to shut it down. So it's all right to need certain things from your friends or teachers or parents when you come to them and are seeking help. And guess what? This is a cool trick. You can ask for what you need. So if you don't want somebody to start telling you how to solve your problem, you can say, I'm not really looking for answers here. I just want to vent. I just want to tell you how bad I feel and for you to listen and for you to tell me it's okay to have a bad day. Maybe you really want help in solving the problem. That's okay too. You can say, a way that you could help me right now is to help me write down a list of how I can figure out what to do in the next 5 steps because I need to fix this problem by Thursday, right? And I don't know how to do this by myself. Can you help me? This is about boundaries too. This is about knowing yourself. This is all of the stuff that we've been talking about in these lessons. So it's okay to ask for what you need, and it's okay to not feel great. What are signs of an unhealthy relationship? So we're going to look at some common signs of ways that relationships can be bad for you, for us. If you know someone, or you think you know someone who is in a relationship that is showing some of these negative or scary signs, please know that it is okay to ask for help from someone you trust. So a sign of being in a bad relationship or an unhealthy relationship is that you feel badly around this person. Every time you are around the person, you feel sad or defeated or anxious, scared, angry, or worried. Maybe they give you that bad feeling in your gut that we talked about, intuition. Maybe after you see them, you're relieved. You're glad that they're gone. You're worried about the next time you're going to see them again, or you just feel like really worn out every single time. It's not something that makes you happy or you're missing them when they're gone. You might still miss them. It is possible to be in a loving relationship or feel like you love somebody and they still treat you badly, but pay attention to if they make you feel these negative feelings and how often it is, and what kind of body senses you're feeling when you know that you are thinking about this person. Are they negative? Are they positive? They make you question yourself. Sometimes people might make you feel like you are not telling the truth or that everything you say is made up. If you feel like you can't tell what's real and the person says everything you think is wrong, this person is not safe for you. So the way that they're treating you is kind of crazy making. They're making you think that you don't understand yourself, that you are reading reality wrong, that everybody thinks that you're wrong, that you're the only one that thinks the way that you do. They try to make you feel alone and like that you don't fit into the world properly. And this is a horrible, abusive thing that someone can do to control you. This behavior is one that we usually know. They call you names or make you feel small, dumb, or ugly. Anyone who is constantly joking in a mean way or saying hurtful things about you is not a good person for you. Have you ever dealt with anyone who did this? What did you do? So this is pretty much bullying. Your bully doesn't have to be just like a kid at school who's mean to you or says they hate you. Sometimes our parents can be bullies. Sometimes our siblings can be bullies. Sometimes even our best friend can turn into a bully. And it's very hard to figure out what to do when it's a person that you love that's doing this kind of behavior. But it's never ever okay for somebody to do this constantly in a way that's putting you down and that you don't feel safe. So you lose a lot and they get a lot, or the relationship is unbalanced. Relationships should be equal. If you take care of your friend one day, they'll take care of you another time, or both of you are constantly taking care of each other. Sometimes one of us gets sick or doesn't have as much energy or is going through something hard, and the other person will be there for them because they know that this friend is going to be there for them. If one person has all the power or seems to be fully in control, that can be a sign of an unhealthy situation. So for example, if your friend is the person who makes all the decisions about what you're going to do, we are only going to go to these movies that I like. I don't care about the movies that you like. That's not fun. I don't want to go. But they expect you to go to the ones that they like, and maybe you don't really care about those, but they're kind of pushing you, telling you that you have to. So what's something that you could maybe do? How could you gently talk to your friend and say, look, you always get what you want, and I don't. This is not good for me. We need to do something different here. This is another big one. They threaten you, meaning that they say that they will hurt you in some way. If someone gets power over you by saying they will tell your secrets, embarrass you, break your things, or hurt you or someone you love physically or emotionally, they are not safe. No one should be holding power over you in this way. This is a very hurtful and abusive thing, and someone who would try and scare you to keep control over you is usually an unhealthy type of person to be with. They want all of your time. So maybe they are very jealous and don't want you to hang out with anyone but them. They might call or text too much and not give you any time alone. A person like this does not respect boundaries. This kind of behavior can easily become stalking, or it's a behavior where somebody is following you around, controlling you with messages, controlling you with phone calls, not letting you have your own space. This is pretty serious. And if you see any of this kind of behavior, any of these things that we're talking about, do ask for help. Look for someone you trust. It's okay to talk about these things. You might just need to find the right person who will listen. Everyone deserves respect and care and love that doesn't hurt. Yes, anytime that we have relationships with people, there will be some hurt, there will be some pain, but if you're finding that pain is happening more often than the good, or is really twisted together with all the good, that might be a warning sign. That might be something to look out for. And like I just said, ask for help. Teachers, friends, counselors, refugee center, abuse hotline, all of these different places or people, somebody will be there and ready to hear your story, and help you figure out what comes next. Please be safe.